What's up, Coast to Coast fans? We are back for episode 4. We made it. We're a month in. That no one thought we would make it this far. Everyone thought it'd be one and done, but we did it.
1 month, $0. Let's go.
$0, 33 subs. That's it. That's all we got. But for you 33 that are listening right now, I appreciate you. And just wanted to say, please, please, please use the mailbag. Send us DMs, comment, like, subscribe on all of our platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, X, I guess.
Ratings.
All of the above.
We need ratings. Everyone listening,
ratings.
Please leave 5-star ratings. If we were your Uber drivers, please leave us 5-star ratings. That's how we get posted onto the hot new podcasts tab. Apparently,
I can't believe we're begging people right now. We're 4 episodes
begging anybody. I don't care
right now.
I'm begging beggars. Yeah, whatever. People listening to me know I don't beg.
And Apple Podcasts, because you can leave ratings on there, and that one is also really important.
Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah.
Yes, that's the big one. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We would really appreciate that. But enough about the begging anyways. Matt, how are you doing? How is now finally being an employed man?
It kind of sucks because I have to now go to the gym today on a Sunday.
Your life is so hard.
I don't want to go today. Today's my do nothing day. Sunday is a do nothing day. I actually am really excited about where I'm going to be working. I'm not giving away where I work. No one's going to know where I work. No one's going to know my boss's name. I have my own office. I face the door so I can just goof off until someone walks by. I'm going to be like that TikTok that goes how to look like you're working when you're like you're really working hard and you just storm through the hallway really fast. Not do anything.
I'm so glad that you've worked literally one shift and you're already trying to figure out how to act.
It wasn't even a shift. It wasn't even a shift. It was just me filling out tax stuff. My first actual tasks are tomorrow. So yeah, that'll be good. I have to wake up. I have to set an alarm to wake up tomorrow.
Oh wow, that's insane. Can't imagine doing that ever.
The MTTE +1 challenge is over in 3 days. I have a wedding this coming Saturday. Please send in your applications to be flown out by Wednesday.
Are you paying for the flight?
No, applicants must pay for their own flight.
They pay for the flight.
And the Airbnb.
And the accommodations, and the outfits, and the drinks.
Yeah, you're basically just coming to be able to say you went with me. So,
and that's what they get out of it.
If you'd like to attend a wedding with me in the Panhandle of Florida, please. I'm open to all applicants.
Big stuff going on. We're only going to touch on the NBA semis a little bit because we covered that a decent amount, but let's just go right into Boston sweeping the Pacers. What I really wanted to ask you is, because there's not much to touch on this, but Jaylen Brown getting the MVP over Jason Tatum. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that was right? Do you think Tatum should have deserved it?
Yeah, probably Jaylen Brown. I mean, Jaylen Brown, I don't know. I feel like every time I feel like it's so rare for both of them to have good games at the same time, and that's wrong. It's just something I always feel like if Jaylen Brown scores 40, Jason Tatum's going to finish 11. It's very I don't know, and that's not. I'm not saying that happens. It's just a weird tunnel vision thing I have with them. But no, I think Jaylen Brown was fine to win, and I think Jaylen Brown.
I mean, if you're looking at the stats, he averaged 30.3 points, 10.3 rebounds, and 6.3 assists over those 4 games. He also had the clutch closeout in game 4. I think he had a block and then a pass to Derek White for a 3 that put him up 105-102. Yeah. So he was better in the clutch, I would say, and that's why the voting was 5-4 over Jason Tatum. It's interesting how the media pushes narratives and how, Jason Tatum was so sad after he found out, and is he going to be able to lock in? Did you not see that?
That I didn't see, no.
Yeah,
there were people pushing narratives that he was sad.
Yes, they said that.
Jealous about Jaylen Brown winning.
Yes, that was the biggest thing I saw the past 72 or whatever the last time they played. But they were, especially ESPN, because ESPN loves to push those kind of narratives, that he was visibly upset and kind of looked not as excited as his other teammates celebrating Jaylen Brown. But to each their own. I think the Jason Tatum narrative gets pushed too much, in my opinion, because everyone hates him unless you're a Boston fan. Actually, some Boston fans might also hate him, but
I don't hate him.
he has
I
a
love
chance.
Jason Tatum.
But you hate Boston.
You know, I have a funny story about that. We won't get into that right now. I'm not
Okay.
going to say whether I hate Boston or not.
Okay. I
I
digress
don't hate
then.
them as much as other New York fans. But no, to answer your
Yeah.
question, because I
Mhm.
dodged it again, I'm a professional question dodger.
Mhm.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown was good. I feel like Jason Tatum's main moment in this series was that overtime when he took over.
Yeah.
Was that game 1? Yeah, and Jaylen Brown still was nuts for that game, and Jaylen Brown sent it to overtime. So,
Mhm.
the real MVP of the series is Tyrese Halliburton for quitting after game 2. Like, for just, like, giving up. So,
Hamstring injury for sure. For sure,
yeah,
dude.
game on the line. Hamstring that I injured in January. It's up to you. So, uh, yeah, I really don't buy much of that conference final MVP stuff anyway. Who cares? Who cares
Mhm.
when the
Yeah.
final MVP?
Fair enough. I mean, at the
Not
end of
gonna
the day,
remember
like
that.
that's we expected Boston to come out of that series. It was more interesting to see the Pacers put up a fight like that. They were the best team in the NBA. Like that's plenty. Okay, Mavs Wolves. This one I would like to
I
say a
have
quick prayer for my guy Anthony Edwards. I'm so sorry that I was not able to watch all of Game 5 because I was, according to my co-host, out crushing high noons. So by the time the score was, I think the Mavs were up 36. I was not watching anymore after that.
Yeah, Luka dropped like what 20 in the first quarter.
20 in the first quarter. 20 in the
Yeah.
first quarter. Him and
Uh,
Kyrie both had 36 on the night.
I want to say something about this series actually. I feel like Minnesota overachieved this year. If like I had no I didn't think Minnesota was going to the conference finals this year. I had no expectation of that. I hate how Cat and Gobert fit next to each other. I never liked how that fits. Whether they play together well is fine. I don't care. I still it's just it icks me. I don't like them two next to each other. Gobert's horrendous in the playoffs. I've never seen anyone win a regular season award that just forget how to do what he won the award for in the playoffs. I mean he like that that still shot of Luca step back, the step back on Gobert,
Nasty.
and Gobert was and Gobert has like an 11-mile wingspan, and Gobert's all the way.
He was like this.
Yeah, no, he's reaching out like oh my god, and Luca's
Yeah.
7 feet out of his way. Like, what the hell are you gonna do about it? And Luca's a
That
great
was
chirper.
nasty.
God, he's a great trash talker. Um, I wish he would like tone down when he talks down to the refs and just like add all that to the fans because he does complain a lot to the refs. But no, that series, looking back at it, I'm thinking like, why was I mean Dallas? I guess they finished with a worse regular season record, but I feel like everyone beginning of the season would have picked Dallas to, just like picking teams out of a hat or just blind impression. People would think Kyrie and Luka would finish ahead of that Minnesota team. I mean, that Minnesota team is still really young. They overachieved. They'll be back. I definitely think they'll be back. They got to pay Jaden McDaniels like 130, 140 million dollars. And that team needs to learn how to shut up. I want to say that really quick. Anthony Edwards started this by saying Kyrie's mine on TNT, right? They did that whole awful thing that the thing that the Suns did 2 years ago, where winners work and they start exercising on the yoga balls in the hallway outside of the game.
Media team goes crazy for that kind of stuff.
Well, you have to know what you're doing as the social media ad. You know you're going to get fried for that. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Why set yourself up for that? You know if something bad happens, it's just going to be clowned.
Mhm.
It's so stupid.
I mean, they were all riding the high of Game 7. They were all riding it. And, like, yeah, Ant called out Kyrie, but he's 22. Like, he's so young. Like, you gotta expect that kind of
So
antics from
what?
someone like him.
What does it matter if you're 22 or 32 calling somebody out?
Because he's a kid. That's why. Actually, he's only
not a
1 year younger
kid.
than me.
You can order alcohol.
Order
No, and then
alcohol?
yeah, and then the last thing that they did, I think they need to, Jaden McDaniels said in a post game, like at his locker, he's like, "Yeah, we figured that out. I definitely think we're gonna win 3 straight now."
I didn't see
You
that.
didn't, you You didn't see
I
that?
didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Look,
No.
I'm sending
That's
that to
that's
you
a
after we're
nuts
done.
statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, I definitely think we could do that now." I'm like, "Okay."
It
Yeah,
was really
don't
comical going from finally pulling out a win. I mean, because games 1 through 3 where they were all close. Like the Mavs were able to close out, but like they were all close. And then go to game 4, and then the Timberwolves finally steal a win because Cat decided to wake up and actually hit threes finally. His by the way, his reactions when he hit his first three is so funny to me. He's
I find
like one for 12 or whatever throughout the whole series, and then he finally goes 4 for 4, and he's like, I am him. I am the best person on this court. Like, okay,
you know
Cat.
why?
Okay. Why?
You know why? Because
Why?
we talked to him. We talked to him
And he's
on those.
watching this
He listened.
podcast. He
He
was
listened.
sub 33 actually.
Yeah. He look, Carl, I know you're listening. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's Carl Anthony. I
It's
always
Carl.
get it
Carl
mixed up.
Anthony.
Yeah, that's so. I'm out of my mind today. No, he heard me yell at him and say, tighten up, focus up, and of course he did it in the game where they lose.
Yep. And then take a game, turn around, and just get absolutely routed. That was
Yeah, that's nuts.
demolition. The
Get
Mavs shot
sent home by
55% from the
40
field, 44% from three. The final score didn't even show like how absolutely
in your home
embarrassing
arena
it was. Yeah.
in
The fans were
Minnesota.
quiet. Yeah.
They should have given free alcohol to every single fan.
That's how embarrassing the loss was. Okay, at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like we really just did not see the same team that we saw play against Denver. I mean, Edwards said a couple days ago they never clicked all together as a team in this series, not even a single game. In the last two series, they were all clicking at one time. They were all landing their shots. It wasn't clicking here. It was just a different environment for them. I don't know if the pressure got to them. It just no shots were falling. Ant didn't look like himself. At the end of the day, the Mavs were
Young,
the better team and they deserve to pull
they're
it out.
young.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
young. The Mavs have leadership. And better. Kyrie's what 31 now, around there. I mean, Luka's still younger than me, so
Yeah. Which
that's
is
crazy to me. And I mean, the
he's
Mavs
barely
are a young team too.
25.
I know the
Yeah.
Mavs are a young team too. I mean, it's not like the Mavs were some veteran laden team, but uh, my God, Jason Kidd completely turned around his coaching career. Right? I think I talked about that last
100%.
week. Like he looked
100%.
like a lost puppy in Milwaukee, and now he looks like wow. He knows what he's doing in Dallas.
He put
That
something
backcourt's
together.
nuts.
He put something together. And I mean, going into now talking about the NBA finals, what I think is so interesting is when you look back at the last matchup between the Celtics and the Mavs during the regular season on March 1st, the Boston, I think, put up 138 points. They completely wrecked the Mavs, and both teams were at full strength, but Kidd wasn't able to figure out his rotation yet. And so the Mavericks team that we're going to see is way different than the team that we saw in the regular season. Like the team that is carried through the postseason. I mean, DJJ is going to be, or he's now in the starting rotation. He's going to be great defensively wise. I think he only played 7 minutes in that March 1st game. Lively was kind of all over the place. Like, I think when looking back at kind of how they played each other in the regular season, it's going to be way different. And that speaks to Kidd's corrections throughout the second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Boston obviously beat Dallas both times that they played. But this series, this is going to be a long one. This is not going to be a 4 or 5. This is like, um, this should be 6 or 7. And like I said, Boston plays to the level of their competition a few weeks ago. These games should be really close. I really am very interested in seeing the backcourt of Dallas go against obviously the wings of Boston. And if Kristaps is healthy, that's huge. I mean, obviously, like that's not some breaking like hot take or anything. But they need to get him healthy. Because if they let Gafford and Lively and those boys control the boards, I mean Horford's a great rebounder for his size. I mean he's 6'9", but I'm not counting on Al Horford like that anymore. And they got Sam Hauser and Luke Cornett's not getting playoff minutes, but like the Celtics need size. They need size. Minnesota obviously had size, and it didn't really work out. But Minnesota didn't have Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that backcourt versus wings dynamic is going to be really interesting. This should be a really 3-point heavy finals.
1000%. Oh yeah.
They're going to be flying. Like
they're gonna be chugging shit up from the logo like every single play.
Yeah, this is a shooter's dream. I mean, and you really have to think Boston has to. I mean, they have to know what they have to differently after losing to Golden State in the finals. But you have to look at them and be like, thank God we don't have to play Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. You know what I mean? But you know what? And then they close the curtain like, oh shit, it's Kyrie and Luka.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it didn't get any easier for them. And if they lose this year, I don't know how long their window stays open. Because you have to pay Tatum soon. I think they have to pay him this year or next year. I can't remember. You just paid Drew Holiday, who's also a huge X factor in this. Jaylen Brown's obviously making the GDP of a small nation. And Kristaps Porzingis is going to get. I mean, how many more guys can you pay? I mean, their team is so complete right now. How much longer can it stay like that?
Yeah. Well, plus this is the. I mean, the Celtics have been to the Eastern Conference Finals 6 times over the past 8 years. This is the best version of this team that I think we've seen, and they're knocking on the door, and they have the opportunity to get it done. I'm more curious on what does it say about the Stars' legacy, like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's legacy on this team if like Tatum can't get it done, because that's one of the biggest storylines going around.
You have to. There's no. You have no one on Dallas who's there's no Kawhi Leonard, there's no Paul George, there's no LeBron James, there's no wing player on Dallas who's going to be able to stop you like that. Like if you're getting denied by Derrick Jones Jr. as Jason, you have an issue. It's the finals. Let's be real here. Like Derrick Jones Jr.'s fine. He's not a wing stopper. He's not an elite wing stopper. He's not gonna. You're Jason Tatum. Figure it out. Whoa, that's a new cup. New cup alert. Throw up a graphic for that.
This is my my hydro, sponsored by Palmies in San Diego, which is one of my favorite cafes.
We're not
in Green Gardens.
We're not. We didn't. I didn't. Put that away.
We're not getting paid for that. That was free advertisement. But also have my classic mason jar in my.
What the hell is that?
It's half water. It's water. I made this you made me wake up early again. I made this an hour and a half ago. I'm drinking.
You do
coffee water. Wait, coffee is water. That was a stupid thing to say. I digress.
I'm gonna have to get into that one day.
Coffee being water.
No, that's crazy to me. I didn't even realize.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I just brewed espresso, but like you're brewing it, like the water goes through. It's like half and half,
but with beans.
But with beans. It's bean tea. I'm drinking bean tea right now. Coffee bean tea.
It's tea. It's just a bean steeped in hot water. This is what's going on.
Wait, stand up. This is perfect. This is what your shirt means. What does Matt talk to him wearing today?
You have to tell our audio.
Okay, for all of our audio listeners, Matt's shirt is a Care Bear rainbow with a caption that says, "The voices in my head are getting louder." I think that makes
This is
so
what
much
happens
sense.
when we throw a wrench into our recording schedule. It's like it's supposed to be Thursday, now it's Sunday. My head's not in it. But
my head's in it because I'm drinking my tea bean water, so I'm locked in.
Yeah, that's gonna be a segment.
I'm locked in.
We're locked in. We're locked in.
I have an important question for you. Okay, who's guarding Luka? Who is going to guard Luka? Who's going to guard Kyrie? How are they going to maximize the switches?
Boston has 2 good defensive guards, and Drew and Derek White.
Perfect.
I'm not the head coach. He better figure out who's going to guard him. I don't know.
Get the X's and O's out on
at some point. Yeah, you better. I'm not drawing that up. I'm not going to be the one tested. Drew, go try Luka for the first half. If it doesn't work,
yeah.
Dude, I mean,
they have to be like no matter who's on Luka, they're all gonna have to be up to the touch, because one thing that Minnesota did not do well is they gave Luka too much space, which is such a stupid thing to say, because you give Luka too much space, he'll pull up from the logo. You close him out, he'll beat you and he'll get to the rim or toss up a lob to Lively or Gafford. So it's like, yeah, Luka's insane. He had, I think, averaged 33 or 36 points in the regular season, like best offensive production in the regular season. But then you have all of these offensive studs from the Celtics too. So that's why, like, It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be. I mean, this series really should be like every game should be like 120 to like 115. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Boston's really good defensively, but I mean, this isn't gonna be like a Knicks series that I was watching. And I mean, the Knicks were very good with offensive production. I'm not getting in the Knicks. I'm not getting into the Knicks. I'm just using
This
them
is
as an
not a
example.
New York podcast.
No, I'm not just using them as an example. These are electric offenses. I mean, these should be really good games. I am, however, right now, I'm saying right now, Dallas is taking game 1 in Boston. I don't know how the rest of the series is going to go, but I'm saying Dallas gets game 1 in Boston.
You heard that right here on Coast to Coast first. Give me a score. Yeah. Give me a score prediction too for me to write down.
116 to 107.
Okay. I like it.
And it's going to be...
I typed that into Google to remember, and it came up with a blood pressure. So, anyways, continue.
You might be dying if you have a 116 over 107.
Yeah, I don't think that's not very healthy. I'm not a doctor.
Obviously. It could be the Kyrie revenge game. Why are you holding your mouth agape like that? You just
that was rude. You said, obviously, I'm not a doctor. What is that supposed to mean? You don't think I'm capable of being a doctor?
I didn't say you're not capable, but you're hosting a podcast with me on a Sunday. Of course you're not a doctor.
You make a very valid point there. Okay, anyway, so revenge game for Kyrie.
It could. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying I could see it happening. I am saying Dallas is going to win. Which means, congratulations, Boston fans. You won game 1. I just signed the.
Matt is the best jinx. The best
I'm
jinx
unbelievable. Yeah.
Ever. Yeah, Boston's gonna sweep. Actually, it's gonna be a boring ass series.
To wrap up this finals discussion, I want to give my main prediction, at least on my side, and then I want your prediction.
Okay.
Dallas gets game 1. Boston gets game 2. We're going back to Dallas, right, for games 3 and 4. Boston takes a 2-1 lead. So they won now games 2 and 3. They have a ton of momentum. Dallas ties it up game 4. Now we're going back to the TD Garden, the fake Garden, game 5. If one of the Jays does not have 45 in this game, it's over. Because if Dallas wins game 5 and they go back to Dallas game 6, it's done. It's over. Boston has to take 2 out of 3 in their home court. I'm calling Boston in 7. But I could see Dallas in 6.
Okay.
That's just what I'm feeling. So, congratulations, Dallas, for winning the finals. I just called Boston in 7.
Start getting the hats and the shirts out now.
Yes, and also congratulations, Boston, for winning game 1 because I picked Dallas. So
yeah,
small victories. But
all right,
that's
my predictions.
My 2 cents.
My predictions were pretty similar. I think Boston's going to take game 1, and I'm not a jinx. So congratulations, Boston, on taking game 1. I just they have the better team on paper, but I think let me go into one of my matchups that I also think is going to be very interesting is the corner threes, because PJ Washington has obviously been nasty from the corner, which I think is hilarious. But Boston was the best at defending corner threes in the regular season. They only allowed about 35% from their opponents. During the postseason, they've done even better, only allowing 25% of corner threes.
Yep.
And Dallas has been the most to chuck up corner threes. So I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup to see who's going to win in that way. And at the end of the day, if Dallas can somehow land their threes from wherever on the court, I think they can take this, because that's the Celtics' number one thing is they just chuck them up. But okay.
Typically, the best defense will beat the best offense in that case. I've seen that story too many times, especially in football. I mean, obviously, this is not football. But whenever unless you're Patrick Mahomes, if it's the best defense going up defense going up against the best offense, it's usually like a 20-17 game.
Or in Patrick Mahomes' case, having one of the best defense in the Super Bowl, and then also being Patrick Mahomes and taking that dub.
Yep,
Sorry,
this is
Niners
not a Patrick
fans.
Mahomes show. Yeah,
this is not a Patrick Mahomes show. Anyways, I also think it's going to be Boston in 7. I think it's going to be a long series, like you said. I don't see either team going up 3-1 or taking a huge lead in this. I don't think there will be that many blowouts. I think every game will be a hard-fought battle, a lot of offense. I'm very curious to see kind of how Luka takes advantage of the switches though, as well, because he is bigger than, I mean, Drew's an amazing defender, but he is bigger. He's 6'7". He's able to use his size to his advantage. So I think that's a
Big
way that
boy.
yeah.
Boy.
So I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I think this is going to be a great series. I'm glad that we have Dallas in there and it's not kind of the same teams we've seen in the post every consistently. So
The
congratulations,
NBA is
Boston,
very
on
good
getting
with
your 18th
parity.
title.
The NBA is very good with parity.
hmm Yep. Alrighty. Anything else you have to say about the upcoming finals? Which start game 1 is on June 6th, in case you weren't sure. We still have some time before game 1.
I know. Yeah, and we'll touch on that
Mhm.
again next episode. But no, that's just my my
Mhm.
preliminary thoughts. I'm still mourning last night's Rangers loss. So
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. That was tough.
no, you're not. No, you're not.
That was tough. I watched the whole game. Are you proud of me?
Yeah,
I'm a hockey fan
yeah, I'm
now.
sure. Yeah, how many
I did.
periods?
I did. Shut up.
You
3
watched all
periods.
three. You
I
watched
watched
all
all 3
three
periods.
periods.
I watched all 3 periods.
That takes us to halftime.
That takes us to halftime.
We need a
Matt, I
buzzer
want you
sound.
to introduce. I want you to introduce our halftime segment for today.
Okay, this is my idea this week. The last few weeks have been like a mesh of like just like our combined ideas. Last week, Megan's was a really good idea. The time zone debate. And hold on, I want to touch on that for a second because I was getting ripped apart. No, I was getting ripped apart by people who weren't even in the conversation. Who the hell cares if you're on Central Time or Mountain Time? they're like, well, yeah, well, Central Time wins obviously because they get to watch an hour before. Yeah, sure. What's the best part about being in Central Time? Getting to watch sports an hour earlier. What's the worst part about being in Central Time? Living in a state that's on Central Time. Who the hell wants to live in a state that's on Central Time? I don't care. This is about Pacific versus Eastern. Any of that other mountain time zone, Central Time, so even the New Mexico no daylight savings time.
Matt
Here,
hates the Central States so much. If you're
I,
landlocked, don't talk to us. Don't.
what do you have on me? I live where you vacation, and I hate it too. There's no reason for you to be saying, yeah, well, Central Time wins. Give me a break. Go to a state park on your weekends.
They go play
Good
disc golf
God,
for
there's
fun.
11
A
people
lot
in
of
your
those.
town.
Yeah.
What am I going to do in Oklahoma City? Watch a Thunder game at 7 and go to
Watch a
bed at
Thunder game.
9?
Yeah.
And have nothing else to do. Oh, I got to hunker
Check on
down
your
from the
cows.
tornado.
Oh, shut up. Okay. That's a serious issue right now. That's too far.
Not right now. It's been a geographical problem.
Okay. There's been
I have
tornadoes going
hurricane
around.
season coming up. You could make fun of me for it. I don't care.
Yeah, well, I have earthquakes. Okay, let's debate natural disasters on each coast. Hurricanes versus
That'd be
earthquakes.
huge.
Go.
That's a good one.
That's a
You
good
guys
one.
want to hear
Hold
natural?
on. We're pinning that. We're pinning that.
Yeah, natural
Mhm.
disasters would be great. Would be
That's a
crazy.
good one. That's a good
Earthquakes
one.
versus hurricanes. Take your
That's
screen
a
right
good
now.
one.
That's what it would look like, and I'll record one time when my roof gets ripped off.
We have
Anyway,
live streams. Live
we're
streams
now
for the
we're
natural
now 5
disasters.
minutes into halftime, and I haven't even made my halftime adjustment. Meaning, I haven't told you guys what the segment is.
You'd be an awful coach. Okay, continue.
I'd be a fantastic coach. Are you kidding me? I'd be a great coach.
Get to the point.
Yeah.
Get to the point.
Anyway, this week is gym pet peeves because there have been several instances this week that have made me just walk into the gym and I'm rolling my eyes already, and I'm mouthing like ugh,
Obscenities.
I don't know. Yeah. So look, and I want to hear your input on this because I know you have them, and I know you're not like people think I'm like that gym bro. No, I'm the anti
He
gym
is.
bro.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not a gym bro. I am the anti gym bro. I look like your favorite gym bro. I'm stronger than your favorite gym bro, but I'm not your gym bro. Not the typical. I mean, I got a lot of supplements and stuff. Anyway, my main pet peeve is high schoolers in general. But I can't do much about that. I mean, what am I going to say? High school, like, that's what, commercial gyms are for. So what I mean by high schoolers is when they come in Crocs and pajama pants and they sit around a bench or a squat rack like it's a lunch table and they don't do anything.
They're just on their phones, just like sending the Snapchats to the girls. Like, guess what I'm doing right now? Like, that's what they do.
And the high school girls are the worst because they come in and take a Snapchat on the squat rack and leave.
No
just
weight.
To say, look,
there's no weight.
Yeah, like hey, look what I'm doing, and then can we get the hell out of here?
Just a picture in the mirror. Just a picture in the mirror like that.
Yeah,
send it to all of their streaks.
That's my main one. My second is gym PDA. I don't care about PDA. You want to jet in general. Why are you making out with your girlfriend on the chest press? What are we doing? What are you doing? Like, why is she sitting on your lap on the leg extension?
That's so cringy.
She's not adding any resistance.
2 people on the Stairmaster. They're just saving space. They're just saving space.
Anyway, enough of that. Stop. That's not the place. Get your set done. Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? I gotta do a set. I gotta do a set too. I don't want to watch you two, flirt and give each other love eyes on the leg curl. Anyway, the last one, and it might even actually be my biggest one, are the camera crews.
I knew this one was coming. I knew you were gonna say it.
Yes, especially the girls who ask their guy best friend or maybe their boyfriend to come in with a camera, not even a phone, like a digital camera, and record them hip thrusting like a 10-pound plate. Let's get real.
It was the warm up.
No. This girl was no warm up. This girl was here 45 minutes. She loads on absolutely insufferable human activity. It makes me want to blow my brains out.
Does it make you lift? Is it like the forbidden pre? Do you lift better after that then when you see this stuff, or does it make you want to walk out?
No, that makes me want to walk out. That makes me the forbidden pre. We're not going to talk about. Forbidden pre is
forbidden pre. That's our next halftime. Yep. That's our next halftime. Is the forbidden pre conversation.
I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. But look, gym pet peeves. There's going to be a new one every week, but I needed because I tweet them all the time. But there's only so much emotion I can convey in all caps. I needed to make my voice heard on this. Stop doing it. Stop bringing in camera crews and recording yourself. Unless you're setting records or a professional. I have a tripod. Guess where it is? Downstairs. I don't use it. In fact, I used it to record the show before I got a webcam. I don't bring it to the gym. My gym partner brings a tripod. He doesn't use it. I record for him some sets.
Why does he have the tripod if he brings it and doesn't use it?
Because he does practice posing and stuff because he does want to do a bodybuilding show. But
fair enough.
He's not doing it like how I'm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I open my dream, my listeners is to open up a gym, and there will be no high schoolers at the gym.
It's gonna be an 18+ gym.
Yes. My gym now is 18+, and they're still high schoolers.
Really?
I don't know how they got lit in. Yeah.
Oh. Anyway,
I need to hear yours.
Okay. So you texted me this idea the day after something happened for the first time that made me laugh my ass off. So it's not necessarily a pet peeve yet, but now it is. I was at the gym with my boyfriend, and he was putting plates on. I think what were we doing? Preacher curls. We're doing preacher curls. Put the plates on. Was about to sit down. This man walks over. Also, okay, no, that's my second pet peeve. This man walks over, barefoot, whatever, grabs the weight off of our set or whatever machine we're on, and puts it on the pit shark. Next door. I looked at Matt, and my boyfriend's name is Matt also, by the way. I looked at Matt and I was like, that's not real life. That did not just happen.
These people have no idea.
No shoes on. wearing like a polo, grabs the 45 in the other way and puts it on the pit shark. You cannot make that shit up. I was laughing so hard. I was like, I was so offended, but it was also the funniest thing I'd ever seen at the gym. Yeah.
And for those who don't know, a pit shark is a type of machine where you do squats with a belt attached to your waist. Just for those who don't
Thank
know.
you. Thank you for that. Is your lesson of the day. Yeah, I was flabbergasted. So please make sure you're checking to see if people are using the machine before you take the weight off of it.
Unbelievable.
I'd
I can't
never
believe I
done that
didn't even say
before.
that. Thank you for touching about that. Yeah, because
That's
oh my god.
nuts.
Yeah,
That was
I'd flip.
rude. And we never go at 5 PM. We went at 5 PM, so it was stupid busy. So then there's like bodies everywhere. So we're like, okay, well, we can't find a 45 now. Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, that's the best,
That
right?
hurt.
Yeah, that's just a matter of circumstance.
Yeah. Okay, my main pet peeve though, this actually ties in perfectly. The men, I've never seen a girl do it. The men who wear flip-flops to the gym and have the dogs out while they're lifting. The man who stole our weight had the dogs out.
That's like the Crocs kids for me.
Why are you wearing flip-flops? What is the point of that? You're
That's
gonna drop
actually a
you're,
health that's a safety hazard. You're not
you're gonna
supposed to
break
do
a
that.
toe. 1000%. You are going to drop weight
Look,
on your
that's their
foot.
problem. That's not yours.
Oh my god, but I have to look at them.
I
Do
know
you want to
that is
stare
your
at
problem.
toes? That's
But the
terrible. I mean,
injury's
I'm
not
not
your problem.
I don't want to look at them. It's not like anything
No.
I'm trying to look at. I hate that so much. And it's like, yeah, I live in San Diego and we're right by the beach, whatever.
You're at a gym.
Bring your flip-flops. Bring your
Yeah,
flip-flops.
you're at
Put them in a
gym.
bag.
Yeah.
Put them in a bag. Okay. Wear your normal shoes. Those are my pet peeves.
Yeah. I have nothing to say to add on really. I mean, those are the Crocs kids are that version for me.
Yeah, that makes
I've seen
sense.
flip flops a couple times. I mean, those are really the big ones. If I come up with any others, trust me, I'll tweet them. I'll let you
We'll
know.
add them in. Alrighty. You ready to go? Ready to get out of the locker room?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's hop back in. Okay, staying on the topic of the NBA. Come June 30th, I believe, is when free agency is officially open and teams can talk with some of the key free agents. So we wanted to do a little early free agency debate, conversation, places we'd love to see players go, things we don't want to see happen, and all of that good stuff. So, Matt, would you like to kick it off?
Yes. This is very early. However, we are about to enter the dog days of summer. So we are just trying to put in topics like this that could, help carry the load for that because I really don't want to talk baseball again right now. I could touch on hockey. However, I'm too upset to. If the Rangers had won last night, I would have put hockey in here. Congratulations to the I don't know who's coming out of the No, I'm not congratulating them. Hell no.
The
no.
Western, the
Yeah.
West Finals
Was
aren't
it
over yet. We still got
Yeah,
Stars Oilers.
that's
So
why I stopped myself. Yeah. We need the Oilers. This show is officially rooting for the Oilers.
okay.
We're rooting for the Oilers. We are Edmonton Oilers fans. Go Oils. And nothing but pain for the Florida Panthers. Nothing but pain for the Florida Panthers. Anyway, we're gonna do it way too early look at NBA free agency, mostly so I can just start shouting Knicks propaganda. But look, the salary cap's gonna raise. We're gonna see a lot of stupid deals this summer, like actually like brain dead deals. Like remember the summer when the Blazers gave Alan Krabby like 80 million? Yeah, so it might be one of those. And I want to lead off something I think could happen is I actually think the Clippers could break up that Paul George Kawhi tandem. They just extended Ty Lue. I don't think they want to break it up per se, but I mean, look, everyone's getting old. James Harden's getting older. Kawhi Leonard plays 40 games a year if you're lucky now. Like, I miss him so much when he's like, God, he's infuriating. And so I guess you could trade Paul George because I don't think they want to pay him what he wants. And Jerry West is a savant as a front office exec. Like except for trading Shea. for Paul George. Because you gotta start imagining like where they'd be right now with Shea and Kawhi. Like that'd be crazy, right?
That'd be
Even though
gnarly.
Kawhi's still part time, it's still Shea.
Yeah. Yeah.
They wouldn't have Harden. They'd be way different now, but that'd be fun to think about. So I do think the Clippers could break that up. Um, I was gonna say something else, but I don't think it could happen. And I'm gonna wait to go into the others until I wait to hear what you say.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, just touching on Paul George, Kawhi's getting 50 mil a year right now, and they're not going to want to max out George. So I'm more curious, where do you think he could land? I've seen a lot of the speculation I've seen is surrounded around the 76ers needing to add some key players to their team. I saw a report that said that Paul George go to the Lakers. I don't see that happening. But do you have an idea of like where would you want him to go?
Want? That's a good question. Because want, I mean, as a Knicks fan, do I want Paul George? Sure, but he's not my top choice anymore. Meaning like he would have been my top choice like 8 years ago. I really don't know. I haven't given much thought to where else he could go because a lot of my scenarios with Paul George, we're seeing him end up in New York. I mean, look, I guess the who knows? I want to say the Hawks maybe, but the Hawks are going to blow it up.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm just trying to think of teams that could use wings. I mean, maybe the Heat if they keep Jimmy. They're not, but you have to pay Jimmy Butler, and you don't trade Jimmy and bring in Paul George at this stage in their career.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, who else is it? Dallas? No. Minnesota? No. Any other contenders? I'm trying to think. I mean, if you're the Clippers, you probably don't even want to trade him within the West, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, he's
Um,
out of the 10 guys that I have listed here, he's probably the biggest question mark that I have because I don't know what you do with him.
and it's like he's still really good. Like it's
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing to have Paul George on your team. It's just like at this stage, where's he fitting? But one thing I want to see happen is I want to see LeBron James come to the Knicks.
That's a wild speculation.
It's
Okay.
not speculation. It's just something I want to happen.
Okay,
It's
fair enough,
not.
fair enough,
It's not going to happen.
fair enough.
But you know what? I won't even get into that because it's
Mhm.
near guaranteed not going to happen. So I want Mikal Bridges to fulfill the Villanova prophecy.
Okay.
Uh, on the Knicks, and I do remember I did see Paul George as a net possibility next to Mikal
Mhm.
Bridges. By the way, that just reminded me.
Mhm.
Not saying that would be good or anything, but I just saw a possibility.
Mhm. Okay, well let's just dive into the Knicks. Let's just get into there because you got OG and Isaiah Hartenstein. So you have two guys that are free agents.
Yes.
Are they going to stay? Are they going to
Yes.
leave?
Yeah. It's going to be OG is the priority. He's going to stay.
Yeah.
OG, he has to stay. To get Mikal, you need to make the money work. You probably have to trade Randall. Because you could, I guess, compound Mitchell Robinson and Bogdanovich and picks, but then you still have to resign Hartenstein, and then you have Brunson, OG, McHale, Randall, Hartenstein. I don't think they can afford that.
No.
And I had been going through this before, and I'm just like trying to make things work. So you got to send Randall somewhere. You probably have to send Mitchell Robinson somewhere. It might be an either or situation. One thing I did like was sending Mitchell Robinson maybe to the Thunder, who need a big, to help offset any money problems. And I just want to touch on something. I had been on the trade Randall train for a while because I feel like the Knicks were maxed out with Randall until OG came, and I'm like, holy crap, like this team's nuts. And then obviously Julius Randle dies against the Heat. And I'm having conversations with my friends and like, well, then what you lose a dominant four and what do you replace him with? Because Josh Hart can't play the four for the whole season. McHale's not a two, so McHale's not you can't put him at shooting guard. OG, I'm not putting at the four really. So that's where LeBron came in.
Mhm.
So McHale's like the one that like makes the most sense with like the vibes and everything. Like he wants to be Nick so bad. He wants to be Nick so bad. I promise. He's the Squidward meme watching Patrick.
You talked to him, right? You talked to him on the phone.
Yes. Yeah, he spoke to me.
Mhm.
We talk all the time. But no, LeBron would like fit that gap. You get rid of Randall,
That's never gonna happen.
it could happen.
It's never gonna happen.
It could happen. You know what I'd be doing if that happened? I'd lose my voice. And I said 5 minutes ago it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna talk about it. And here I am.
Yeah, the Lakers are sending D'Lo to the Spurs for Victor Wembanyama, and they're gonna build another super team. That's also gonna happen this offseason.
Hey, the Spurs. I would like to. I could see Trae Young going to San Antonio, even though I feel like Trae Young is the.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I just want Trae Young in a better situation. I love Trae Young.
I hate him. I hate Trae Young.
I love Trae Young. Okay, well, why?
I'm a Knicks fan. You should know this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just like asking you why you hate people because I want to hear your reasoning.
Ask me why I hate a lot of people.
Let me talk about the Kings for a second. Let me talk about the Kings
because it's your turn.
Malik Monk, poor Kings
He's gone.
Twitter. Shout out to Kings Twitter. He's gone, and it sucks because the second he got injured, we all knew. We were like, "That's the last time we were going to see him playing in the white and purple," which sucks because he has been such an X factor. I think he should have gone 6th man of the year because Naz Reid was a starter and he wasn't even a 6th man. He was a 5th man, but whatever. I don't want Monk to leave because I think we could have had such a better chance to actually progress in the postseason if we had that clutch energy from him and someone to able to just get to the rim, especially within like 2-3 minutes left in the game. But he's gone. We can't pay him what he deserves. He needs to go out there and seek like 20 mil a year, something like that.
Yeah,
I think
he's gonna get
I think the only thing we could offer him is like 76 for a 4 year, 78 for a 4 year, something like that.
Isn't it crazy the Lakers had him and they did nothing with him?
Right? He just fits so well in Sacramento and he wants to stay. That's what I've seen him say in some interviews. It hurts.
He wants to stay.
That hurts.
But they just had a 2-week drag out with Mike Brown.
Yeah.
And they finally acquiesced and paid him.
He's paid. Our coach is paid.
I don't love Mike Brown, so
I love Mike Brown. You know, I was talking with my roommates about this last night, and we were like, okay, so Monk leaves. Who are we going to draft? And they were like, my roommates were like, we're going to draft Jaden McDaniels. And that's going to be the funniest thing. Oh, God.
Draft you.
Not Jaden McDaniels. Jared McClain. Sorry. Let me cut that out.
Okay, Jared McClain.
We're going to draft Jaden. Let me start it again. Okay. Yeah, so I was having this conversation with my roommates yesterday, and we were like, okay, we signed Mike Brown. Malik Monk's probably leaving. What's the next move for the Kings? And we're like, okay, let's get into the draft. We're gonna draft Jared McClain, and that's going to be the funniest thing ever because that would just be such a Kings pick. He does not fit in our system at all. He's not that good. He's not going to be a great NBA player, but that's just such a Kings thing.
Yeah, but he makes TikToks. And he paints his nails.
He does make TikToks. He does make TikToks, and he dances. And yeah, that kid should go to OKC. Anyways, okay,
I think he's a Nick.
Really?
I'm not even like saying, yeah, I see him mocking Nicole. Unless if they keep their picks. I don't think they're gonna keep their picks.
Yeah.
They can't. They shouldn't keep their picks this year. Anyway.
Fair enough. I see Monk going to Orlando. They could use a guard that can help create offense there. Where else did I see him go? Honestly, I haven't seen that much speculation on where he's gonna go. More as if
the cap's increasing.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Any other guys that you wanted to comment on?
No, I mean, it's mostly Mikhail and LeBron. Paul George. I'd take Paul George on the Knicks. I can't really go into Paul George that much because he's a black hole of a topic. It's just like it's so weird.
Yeah.
My head. What are the Pistons? Who are the Pistons going to get? I don't know where the Pistons just came from in my thought process, but
yeah.
Because the Pistons just
they did what?
What? They hired a new GM, or they fired their GM. Sorry.
Yeah. No, the last guy that I wanted to comment on is Klay Thompson, obviously. So he could stay in Golden State and just I was gonna say I could see the Magic. I was going to say OKC because they need someone that could just
they need size.
They need someone who can hit threes.
Klay Thompson didn't hit threes this year.
Okay, but like in theory, he can in the past.
So can I.
So you don't I want all of our podcast listeners to know that Matt threw 9 touchdowns yesterday. 9.
I put up 9
touchdowns. Yeah. That's nuts.
I was nuts. We're gonna embed that, by the way, over the summer. I have to talk with my co-host here. I'm
Okay.
I'm actually pointing in
Yeah, you have
two
to point
different
the
directions. I'm doing this
I'm
unironically,
gonna talk to my
and I'm still pointing the wrong way.
I
No,
think when
this
I edit
this way.
when I edit, when I point this way, it's actually flipped. Yeah, that
I
makes
cannot
sense.
believe I
I
just did that.
digress. Okay. Clay Thompson is actually going to the G League. He's not going to play in the NBA any longer. That's
He's
where
gonna sell
we're
weed.
finishing up this. Yeah, he's going to work at Target. Clay from Target.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mhm.
no, that's the guys I want to touch on. Something I don't want to see happen though. That's just the last thing. I do not
Mhm.
want to see the Bucks send Dame to Miami after 1 year. Don't
That
do
would
it.
be
It
nuts.
it,
That would
it
be
would be so
nuts.
stupid. It would be
That would be
it would be
no,
beyond stupid.
no. There's no way that happens. I mean, there is a way, but that would be nuts. I also would hate that. I want to see Damon in Milwaukee for another year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, please no. I can't have that. I can't. I'd combust. Last thing I want to touch on, for anyone still listening to me ramble and Megan try to rein me in and also ramble.
Yeah, we
Over
listen.
the summer, I want to do stuff with Megan where we record for the show outside of the show. Meaning, I suggested a coast to coast Olympics last night. She didn't respond to me last night, like everyone else who I text doesn't respond to me. Um, and I just feel like over the summer we're gonna need material to carry us through baseball summer. Ugh. See, kind of gross, right?
Mhm.
What would you guys want to see? Like drinking games, competitions, anything that we can do where I don't have
Mhm.
to be in person with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel
Day
like
in our
we
lives to individual stuff. We could do
yes,
that. Behind the
anything like that.
scenes. Yeah.
Yes, anything you guys want to see that we could use to offset baseball talk over the summer because this is the sports show when it comes down to it, and there's not many sports over the summer. Like we'll get into training camp and NFL stuff like that, but how much can
Mhm.
we possibly talk about that and stuff like that?
Not
So,
in June. June's the hardest
nope.
one. June's the
With that
hardest
being
one.
said,
Mhm.
ratings, 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 ratings. Please,
Mhm.
please leave us ratings. Please
Mhm.
leave us questions. Please leave us
Mhm.
suggestions. Please leave us comments. Please yell at me. Please make fun of me. I don't
All the
care.
above.
Megan does. She got mad at me because people thought she was the jobless one, and she's texting me like, "I can't take this anymore. I hate this. I don't.
I was
I
not that upset. I was just like,
no,
I want these
but
people to know that I work 24
yeah,
days in a row.
and I'm gonna yes, she's so hardworking. I'm being serious. I'm not trolling right now. She is a saint for doing what she's doing with the show. Like she's unbelievable. She is the perfect co-host I could possibly have because I hate
I
doing anything.
appreciate it. I
All I want to
appreciate
do
it.
is
Thank
nothing all
you.
day, and but she knows
Mhm.
I pull my weight with the show, but she's
Mhm.
unbelievable. She's editing all the videos, she's doing all the sound, she's making all the clips. I'm just hitting tweet and
Yeah.
yelling.
And
So
post. Thank you. I appreciate it.
she's working at two actual
Mhm.
jobs and this. So
Mhm.
she's babysitting me while texting me while on the clock for her other jobs. So
It's a
that's
lot.
what's
It's a
yeah,
lot.
it's a lot. No,
But
she's the
on a
best.
different note, we also want to shout out Ballsack Sports for being our number one
Yes.
supporter.
Ballsack Sports is a huge account. You guys should follow them. I'm sure a lot of you
Mhm.
already do, the ones who listen to us. Um, thank you so much for the love. Ballsack Sports and I could collab on a lot of funny stuff, I think. If Ballsack's
100%.
listening to this, hit my line. You know where to find me.
100%. I love
We
it.
could definitely troll some people. You know, I don't back down from a good troll. I do
Who
not
doesn't?
back down. No.
He doesn't.
Megan does. She's scared, but I'm not.
Uh,
And I'm
I digress. Maybe I am. Anyways,
she's
that's enough
scared. And I'm the
rambling.
one
We're about to
who
hit an
has a
hour.
professional responsibility.
You're literally going to school to be a professional arguer and troller. Yeah. Okay, well, that's all we have for episode 4. We're about to hit 1 hour. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, ratings, and we will catch you next week.